Alright, everybody. I'm a little bit late, but we do have the Q&A raids about the raids from the dev team, and I went over these pretty much as soon as they were released. And there's a few things that I just want to go and poke out and just prod at you all, and things that I think are quite important. This image right here looks amazing, and if this looks how, I'm guessing this is how it's going to look, how you're going to play. They're going to like tilt the battlefield, so instead of it being like side to side, it could be towards her and then whatever else is there around her, however you have to do it. Now, in saying that, I'm just going to rattle down and go and talk about a few things and they say how they chose Ursula because she's like a massively popular Disney villain and she's very unforgettable, and that's who wouldn't want to battle against her pretty much, and that will raids be similar? They say, will they be like just like any other content? It says, well, there'll be difficult challenge for a club, and there'll be different formats and depth to go into. So hopefully, this will be the good fun bit of strategical things that we're all waiting for. So I can't wait for that. Do they have timing for raids? Well, I always thought that after this last Trident Tower, I thought, wow, it'll come between now and the end of the month. So we'll wait and see if it's gonna be right there. And then I'm just gonna go jump on down. That when they were going down and answering some of them they put in things like, this is a loaded question into the answer, and which is very interesting. So pretty much saying for some of these that there was questions asked about balance. How do they balance it? Do they think this is the most balance? And they said, well, this is loaded, and that's just because they think they've got it right. Of course, is when they're ready to release something, but then they're always saying that, maybe we got something wrong. And I'm glad that they are open to that as well. So what happens if the Ursula raid is too easy to complete? What will you do? And then they pretty much say, well, if that's the case, then we will balance it. We will correct what we need. So I think that's good. I like that they're happy to do that. I just hope they do it in the right ways. So hopefully this is very rewarding. And then they go on and say, how many times do you expect a top tier club to do this now? And then they kind of answer this and say that we don't want people to be obligated, but in all honesty, any kind of top tier club will be doing everything the max possible. So if you can do it 2 times a week, 3 times a week, the top clubs will be doing it whenever it is available to be part of the top clubs. And that is kind of how they say they don't want people to feel obligated, but they do have a mechanic in place to throttle the club. So what they're saying, and they mention it down later, is that how will raids get launched. And then they also say that there's a club item that can be gained through different game modes. So maybe you get some by arena, maybe some you get by challenges, some you get by story mode, some you get by tower. Any of those or events, any of those, maybe when you play something like that, you get like a club different type of raid coin, and then it says that each player has to have will have a maximum amount, so not one person can fund it all, and just like go on arena all day long and then put up to it, but everybody has to contribute. So there'll be a maximum that someone, so maybe it's like 3 times what the standard amount is. Maybe someone can put that in, but they can't do like the whole thing. So I think that is good, and I think that'll be very interesting. And then it says it's going to be up to the leaders or co-leaders to initiate the raids. So it sounds like everybody can do it in their own time, but there are also going to be time requirements saying that, well, maybe after the raid's finished, you can't do it again for another 2 days or something like that. So then everyone will be able to go out and get more of those coins or whatever else it might be. So that'll be interesting, and I think that is one of the very interesting points about this is how they're going to take part. And I think it'll be wise to also encourage other aspects of the gameplay for the new game, so it gives everybody a fresh bit of vitalization about, oh yes, I want to play these other modes to play this new mode. So I think that's cool. And do character health persists? Yes, pretty much it does. But they don't expect your characters to come out of it. But if they do, they will persist. So it kind of like sounds. I was thinking it's going to be like go through stages, or maybe it's just a one big battle. So it's very interesting. Maybe in the future, it sounds like they will change that. And then they say, is there a way you can leave the raid and then rejoin it, or will you lose a team? And so, like, if you go in, it's like the worst case thing happens, you all crit, and like, can you just restart it? And they say if you leave, there will be a forfeit option, but all the characters will be unusable. So and that will cost your attempt for the day. So it sounds like these little parts here, they're telling us how the raid is going to work. So you've got to collect coins to go through it, and then we're going to have maybe days. You can have one attempt per day, or X amount of attempts per day, or each character can be used once per day, or something like that, to give you a wide roster. But you can then maybe the raid will persist until you take down the boss. So everybody can use each of their characters once a day, and then I don't know, but it sounds cool, and I like the way it's sounding. So that is very interesting. So here's the one about the balance that I was mentioning, but I wanted to mention it before when I was skimming past the other questions. And they just say that they'll always look to, they want people to go to a targeted goal and work together with things with synergy. Is there going to be multiple tiers or behind star levels or other? And they say their current thinking, yes. So it sounds like it's going to be for beginning clubs, people just starting the game. They can maybe do a 1-star raid or 2-star raid, and the likes. And then you can go all the way up to 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, depending on how strong your club is. As you'll probably have to have all those 7-star characters, or the 6-star characters, or the 5-star character, whatever else it might be, to take part in that. So maybe you can only use 5-star characters, or only use 6-star characters. And that might mean, hey, if you've only got 5 7-star characters, you can only use them once in a day. Then that means it's going to take you maybe 5 days to complete, or 6 days, 7 days to complete a 7-star raid. Whereas if you've got 40 7-star characters and you can use them all, maybe that will go down to like a day or two of damage that you can do onto that raid boss. So that's kind of how I'm thinking how this is going to work. I'm just trying to piece together from what they're saying is how it's going to work, and that's going to be like the most interesting thing. So, and I want to see, was I right about, or am I going to be right about how these raids work? And I like that they do mention as well here, a great question was asked: how will Ursula's character fit into the meta? And they say, boom, she's going to be a character that's playable. And that she was answered in here as well, that she is going to be a playable character. So maybe the raid's going to get her character, as well as it's mentioned here that here, how important will raids be for gear? That'll be a important way that people are going to get tier 6 plus gear. So tier 6, tier 7, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to get more materials to upgrade your characters, and that's going to be massive, because there's definitely more of a need for that, and it does take quite a while. So hopefully all these different modes will help with that, and that will be in itself pretty amazing. So let's go back to the Ursula character, but I wanted to make sure I pieced together things that were relevant at the same time. So they say she's going to be powerful, and it's going to be worth all the effort that you use to attain her, to get her. So take metals. She's gonna take metals and turn tentacle. So she's gonna have some kind of tentacle move, and I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome. And then to say, rather than spoil the fun, just go hang on and wait until her character is revealed in game. So, and maybe in the next update, we might be able to see her character might pop up, raid things might pop up. We might be able to look into all of these things, and I can't wait. So this is gonna be very, very interesting. And then they wanted to say, are the characters going to be just raid relevant only? So we want every character to be used somewhere, and then we also want them to be more comprehensive and have an identity in the game. So you use this character for these types of things. So that's kind of be like Prince Eric or Prince Philip, or Trident, King Trident, and that's going to be their workplace. Now, there was also talk about will there be many rewards and other things like that if people can't get to the end stages or finish the game. They do say they're going to have milestones. There are going to be a series of seasonal milestones. So that's kind of be like how we see it in these Stitch Towers and other things. As a personal, you can get your milestones. As a club, you can get your. I kind of like that, and I like that you can have something to work towards yourself as well as work toward with the club. And I'd expect something similar to that to be popping off with raids, and I hope it's going to be amazing. But I'm very excited for that. And then they say they're most excited for having the very big PvE mode in this game, and for people to work together and hope and play for it. And I think that's going to be amazing. And then, do you think raid's going to justify the resources needed to participate? And they say yes. So they are banking on this is going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. So hopefully we should get big rewards for all the effort that's put into it, because that's one of the things at Conquest. The Conquest rewards kind of got like, are they for taking 2 to 3 days worth on a hard conquest of people that go in planning and all sorts? Is the reward worth it? It's kind of like, Whereas here they say yes, it's absolutely going to be worth it, and it's going to be a brand new character exclusive to the heroic tier within raids. Ursula playable. That's going to be nuts. So at the highest stage, that's where you're going to get the Ursula mode. So it's going to be like all the lower stages of the raid might be to give you more gear, more everything else to progress in your other games, so you can get up to the high tier, so then you can get to her. To get everybody up onto the same tiers is kind of how I see this is going, and that will be very, very, very cool. So I can't wait to see how they go and how she turns out as a character too. And then they say, here's, like they mentioned earlier, about how often you'll be able to do raids. As here they say, you'll get a resource, the club will get a resource, so they've already told us that we've all got to put together. Now here they kind of mentioned that they want to have it as part of the game, a consistent part of the game, kind of like campaigns or summoner challenges. So that'll be interesting if it's going to be like a weekly thing, or if it's a twice a weekly, or whatever else it might be, however else it might pop up. But I can't wait to see how it shows, because I think that is going to be cool. And then, will the rewards drops be static or random? So will they always be the same, or will there be a random component? I think we kind of saw this in Club Conquest. On my very original Club Conquest videos on the rewards, you'll see that the original ones, they could be like anywhere in a range. You had a chance of getting something. And now with the Club Conquest rewards, everything's pretty much locked in, and the only chance that you have is what type of things you will get. So here they say, will we be getting 2 or 20? Is there going to be a range of rewards that we're going to get? And here they said, well, we're pretty much going to guarantee of what you're going to get, and then but there might be a range of what type. It might be Downtown Villain, Kingdom, or Oceanic, or whatever else it might be. So I think that is very cool. And it's not. There's an exciting part about having a randomness that you can get more, because it's always nice to get more. But there's also a side that makes people very angry and unsatisfied if they are on the unlucky side and getting less. So to even it out, it's just a straight standard, and then you can get whichever the types that you need. So that's going to be interesting. And then here, will there be runes gained for raids? People are wanting the runes, and they say no. They got no plans of putting the runes in there. So at the moment, it's just going to be gear and things like that, and I think that's going to be massive. So I can't wait to see how this is incorporated. I wonder if we're going to be getting a new pop-up somewhere in here, or if it's just going to be included into the, like another little island pop-up, and the interface change, and there's like another raids area, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe here, like, push up the event thing up a little bit higher, and then have a little raid island down the bottom, or like spread them out. It'll be interesting, and I can't wait to see how it comes. But I'm very much looking forward to checking out the new characters and seeing Ursula come into the game and checking her out when she comes in here. And we will be doing a whole lot more. I've got a lot of characters to catch up on and talk about that you all want to hear. So that'll be coming. But raids, I'm very excited for the way they're making raids sound, and I'm very excited for that to happen. And they also did make a mention that will it be raids just like in all the other games? And they say ours, we feel that they feel that they've made something unique, is what they've said. So it's not going to be exactly like other raids that you've seen in other games. Most people like the Star Wars, Galaxy of Heroes, or Marvel Future Flight, but they say that this is going to be unique. So I can't wait to see how they have made their raids, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about some of those answers and how you guys feel about these raids, and I hope they come. I'm feeling by the end of the month. That means end of this week. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see if we're right. Let's see if I'm right about I can't wait to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, or what they actually look like. So we'll see.